What is up? It's Jan back at it again with another nerdy bookish video. This is gonna be another book haul. Hi everybody. This is gonna be a little bit of a different book haul. It's just my gifted books this time because so many patrons have been so sweet and sending me gifts for hitting 12K and for my surgery recovery, giving me healing vibes and things like that, which I was not expecting whatsoever. It was a very minor surgery, but my patrons are just the sweetest, so I wanted to express gratitude and make sure I publicly say thank you to everybody. And then there are also, of course, Aardvark Book Club books that have been sent to me, and y'all know I love them genuinely, so I will keep promoting them forever and ever, amen. And then also some ARCs and stuff from publishers. This is not to say I didn't buy any books in the past few months, because my last book haul was in January, and I was gonna do one big collective book haul, but one, we'd be here for years and years. Two, I've been feeling weird about book hauls, but my patrons still want it, so I'm gonna do a Patreon exclusive book haul just for the books I bought. But I was like, I want to publicly talk about the books I was gifted. There's still a lot, don't get me wrong. There are probably 100 books behind me total, so I mean, if you want to see the books I spent my hard-earned money on, that'll be on Patreon. We're called the Lair, we're vampire themed, links always down below. And I always forget to say, you do have access to all my other past exclusive videos. I do have a collection on Patreon. They're called collections. They're like playlists basically. But all my exclusive videos are there. Let's just go right on into it because there's a lot here. I am not going in any particular order. I will be reading the notes that were sent with each book if there was one. We have this pile behind me that's almost as tall as me sitting down. We have this pile that is as tall as me sitting down, and then two smaller piles in front of me. So we've got a lot to go over. Everyone was so generous. I was shocked. These are all from like January to May, I think. Most of them are from April and May when I found out I was gonna get surgery and also when I hit 12K. So huge thank you to everyone in advance. Also, if you don't like hauls, I will lead you to the X button, the exit button, either there or there. I've been feeling weird about them, like I said, with all the discourse about overconsumption and stuff, and my patrons are trying to make me feel better about it. They want to see it, so I was like, okay, for y'all, I'll film, but right now I just don't feel, I feel a little bit ashamed by how many books I bought lately, even though, like, I know books bring me joy, do what brings you joy, it's my money, I can do what I want. You'll see my books that I bought as I read them, because I do read them, in fact, you know? What a concept. Anyway, I'm done with all the disclaimers. We're just gonna go with the very first one I see in front of me. This is Migrations by Charlotte McConaughey. This is from one of my patrons, Tamara. She said, okay, so I just want to know your thoughts on this one, LOL. She sent me a few. I love Charlotte McConaughey's writing. I'm currently still in the middle of A Wild Dark Shore. I think this is her debut, but I loved Once There Were Wolves, so I'm excited to read this one. It's another one about like climate change and wildlife and nature and stuff. Tamara also got me The Let Them Theory by Mel Robbins. I don't know, I feel like this is the new Atomic Habits. Like, this is the Atomic Habits of 2025 because it's the self-help book that all the girlies are reading for whatever reason. I mean, it seems like it has good concepts about trying to just accept things you can't control, let people say and do what they want to say and do, and not let it affect you. And being on the internet, I mean, being a person, a human being in general, you kind of need this, but especially being on the internet, I feel like this would have a lot of good reminders. Thank you, Tamara, for this one. She said, hope you enjoy this one in her note. This one's also a nonfiction from Tamara. She said, I chose this off your wish list because I know how much you like to support women and BIPOC authors, so I thought this would be a good read for you. Plus, I wanted to thank you for all that you do for everyone. That is so sweet. I literally tear up like 99% of the time when I get notes in book mail from subscribers and patrons and friends. It just means the world to me that you take the time and money to send me something and write a little note. It's just unmatched, truly unmatched. This is Unlikable Female Characters, the Women Pop Culture Wants You to Hate. I don't know, I found this fascinating. I've only seen one person ever read this. She's another fellow vamp, Nat from Nerdy Nat Reads. I think she enjoyed it, but I love the little fangs, the little drawn out fangs. I love a good unlikable female character, so I feel like this is gonna hold my attention. All right, next up in the pile is a book from Joey. We went to Half Price Books and I had a bunch of books in my hand and I was trying to get rid of some and he was was like, I'll just buy you one. So he got me Kings of the Wild. I've never read this author, but this was recommended to me by someone on Instagram, and I have seen this book around for years, but I always thought it was like dude bro fantasy. I still kind of do think so, but it was only $9, so I was like, okay, let me try it out. I posted this thing on Instagram, this little like question thing to not give me recs necessarily, but essentially to give me recs. It was just like fantasy books that you wanted to see me read eventually. A lot of people said books I already owned, but there were a few that I didn't or that I wasn't planning on reading, but then I saw them at half price books, so this was one of them. It just says it's time to get the band back together. I don't know what to expect from this because the synopsis does not match the cover. The cover tells me that there's gonna be some war and shit, but then the back, it's like, their glory days long past, the mercs have grown apart and grown old, fat, drunk, or a combination of the three. Then an ex-bandmate turns up at Clay's door with a plea for help, the kind of mission that only the very brave or the very stupid would sign up for. I don't know what to expect. Next, we have a book from Bramble Romance. This is an arc that comes out in September of this year. It's called The Entanglement of Rival Wizards by Sarah Rosh. This is the author of The Nightmare Before Christmas. I mean, just by the cover, it looks like an Allie Hazelwood cover, right? But it's like Allie Hazelwood meets Dungeons and Dragons is the pitch. It's a fantasy academia rom-com where rival grad student wizards are forced to work together without killing or falling for each other. I love a good rivals to lovers. There's queer rep in this. It seems like a fun time. But yeah, I am not a Dungeons and Dragons player, but I mean, between this and Dungeons and Drama and Dating and Dragons, like that series, I feel like it's an up-and-coming thing in romance books. I mean, I have no desire to play it, but I mean, I'm fascinated by the game, so I kind of enjoy learning more about it, but like I don't get it yet. Next is another arc, and it's from Torn Nightfire. I was so excited to see this come in the mail. This is Chuck Tingle's new book that comes out in August. I didn't even request this one. I was so shocked. I love this cover so much. Love a good eyeball, especially if it's bloody. And this is Lucky Day. I don't really know what this is about other than there's a shitty government, there's queer rep, I think there's a woman, there's something about like probability or something like that. I don't know. It's super short, so I'm hoping to read this before it comes out, especially because I kind of want to go to the Chuck Tingle author event in August as well. So hoping to read this in the next couple months. The next two books are from fellow vamp Astilbe. She is so sweet. She got me The Nightingale's Castle. Where's the note? Ma'am, sir. Is this the note? Oh my god, it is. Okay. I'm always overwhelmed on what to send you, but here you go, beautiful. Thank you for all the amazing things you do for the lair. Sorry if my get well soon gifts come a bit late. I love you. I love you too, Astilbe. Thank you so much. And my surgery recovery went smoother than I ever could have imagined, actually. So yeah, it's so sweet that my patrons cared that much to send me stuff. On top of checking in on me on Discord and things like that. Like, super sweet. Anyway, this is a novel based on The Blood Countess, or Elizabeth Bathory. I heard of her story when House of Hunger by Alexis Henderson came out, and I'm just like fascinated by her and everything she's done. So I love that I have another novel about her. And then Astilbe also got me this brick. One of her favorite books of all time, The Name of the Wind by Patrick Rothfuss. It says, a pretty copy of one of my favorite books from me to you. It does have flowery writing. Even if you don't love it, I'm just happy to gift it to you. Love you lots. Like, how sweet. I don't know what it is about people sending me their favorite books. It's so meaningful to me. I hope I like this. I don't know when I'm gonna get the courage to tackle this, but I did have a copy, and actually for the question thing with the fantasy books people want to see me read eventually, Astilbe said this, and I was like, I have an ugly copy from, it was a library discard, so I feel like my motivation would be when I find a pretty copy, and then she sent it to me. Like, how sweet. I thought that was so cute of her. So that's that. I have no idea what it's about. Experience a tale unequaled in fantasy literature, the story of a hero told in his own voice. A tale of sorrow, survival, and one man's search for meaning in his universe, and how that search and the indomitable will that drove it gave birth to a legend. Whatever that means. I'm also losing daylight really fast, so I'm sorry if the lighting's weird. Okay, let's do some Aardvark books, because that is what's next up. Whoa! because this is so necessary, Jan. Oh my god. I also want to say that some books I've already read, so I've definitely vlogged about them already and gave people credit when I unboxed them. So if you don't see your gift, it's because I already read it and it'll be in my wrap up or another vlog or whatever. But I promise I'm not ignoring people's gifts. I have a pile of haul books and then I have my like wrap up shelf, so it's all separated. I'm sorry, that's just how my brain is gonna function correctly. This Aardvark box, I'm actually doing an Aardvark vlog right now, so I have some missing from this pile. Here are a couple. I have Julie Chan is Dead. I know Gabby gave this 5 stars. I heard that it's comparable to Yellowface, which I loved, so I'm really excited to read this. Hopefully I get to it eventually. It has really short chapters. I heard it has really good commentary on like social media and things like that, which I'm not a super huge fan of because I do it for a living and even in my day job, so I don't really like reading about social media, but I'm gonna keep my faith in this one. Then we have Junie by Erin Crosby Eckstein. This cover is just gorgeous. This is historical fiction. I think it has some magic in it. I could be wrong. A young girl must face a life-altering decision after awakening her sister's ghost, navigating truths about love, friendship, and power as the Civil War looms. It is really dark. I'm like straining my eyes to read these blurbs. I'm excited for this one as well when I'm in the historical fiction mood. We have Hungerstone by Kat Dunn. I don't know why it's taken me so long to pick this up. It's a Carmilla retelling. I love the cover. I love my vampires, as y'all know, so I will be getting to this soon. And it's short and it's like gothic vibes, and I've been in the mood for like moody gothic type of books, so I anticipate that I'll be reading this soon if it doesn't get chosen for my Keep It or Kick It vlog. And then we have The Lightning Bottles by Marissa Stapley. I chose this book right after I read The Favorites by Lane Fargo because I was craving that type of, not interview style, but you know, like a touring musician with drama type thing, because both these books are compared to Daisy Jones and the Six, so I figured this would be a good one to try out. Next up, we have a bunch of gifts. Well, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to find them all at the same time, but the first gift from one of my patrons, Floor, is this box set of the Gods and Monsters series by Amber V. Nicole. The first book being the Book of Azrael. I'm sure you've heard of it. This is scary. This is intimidating. I'm scared. I'm glad I have these editions. I heard this has all types of mythical creatures. I know there are vampires for sure, so I'm really excited because y'all know that's all I need as a buzzword to pick a book up. Thank you, Floor, for this. There was a note, but it's a box set that's not in a box, so I'll probably stick it in the first book once I open that up.
Open that pit up!
I also got a bunch of gifts from Meg, from Books with Meg. I don't know why Lauren, Meg, and everyone mentioned here decided to spoil me recently, but thank you so much. 14 things disappeared from my wish list at once at one point, and I was like, what is happening? The first one from Meg that I see is Not in Love by Allie Hazelwood. I wasn't gonna pick this one up because the cover doesn't do anything for me, the premise didn't do anything for me, and I heard this was more of her like mostly smut, less plot type of books, and I just don't feel like that'll be for me. But then I read Deep End and I'm like, maybe I will read this. So thank you, Meg, for this. Another box set, this time from Meg. She got me the Tales of Morgan Crow series. Okay, I didn't know. I was informed by my friend Gavin from Gavin Reads It All that this is a 9-book series. Had no idea. The 4th one apparently just came out. I thought it was a trilogy, but I'm excited. I did start Nevermore years ago, but I never finished it, and I was liking it, but I was reading it on my phone for some odd reason, so I never finished it, but I'm excited to have the physical copies. I have been wanting to read more middle grade lately. There are some with darker, more mature themes, but easier to read and digest, you know? And this one's a fun one, seems like. So thank you, Meg, for this. Oh my gosh. And then Bingsu for Two by Sujin Witherspoon. I never heard of this book until Meg posted about it on Instagram, and I was like, that is one of the cutest covers I've ever seen, and I love Bingsu. It's like an ice cream treat with a bunch of stuff on it, like Fruity Pebbles and mochi and things. So I'm really excited for this. It's a little rom-com set in a coffee shop. I believe it's YA. Maybe I should read this soon because I need like a little lighthearted time. I think I will pick this up very soon. Ah, like look how cute they look. They're all like emo and shit. I love them. And all of Meg's notes just say love ya. The next book from Meg is When Ghosts Call Us Home. I've been eyeing this book since it came out a couple years ago at this point now, I think. It disappeared from my wishlist at one point, but I never got it. I don't know if someone else bought it for themselves from my wishlist or whatever, but I never got it, and now Meg got it for me. She also is the only person I heard talk about this book. It's a YA horror. The cover is so creepy. It seems like it's a haunted house horror. Some YA horror has been hitting lately, so I'm excited for this one. I think it's gonna be a quick, fun read. Next next is a backlist book that I've heard semi-good things about, but recently I haven't heard too many people talk about it. I just heard Becca from Becca in the Books say that she didn't like it, or anything by this author really, but it's Blood Air by Amelie Wen Zhao. But the thing is, I started The Scorpion and the Night Blossom, and I really enjoyed the writing just from the first chapter, so I feel like I'd like this. This is a YA fantasy. It says, a princess with a deadly gift, a con man with a heart of ice, an empire on the verge. I love a con artist, so I really hope I like this. I think this is a trilogy, maybe a duology. The sequel's called The Red Tigress. I think it's a duology. I don't know. I know it's a shorter series, so hopefully I like it. Another one from Meg is Same Time Next Summer by Annabelle Monaghan. I've heard really good things by this author. I heard they're quick, fun romances, usually in like a small town. I'm not sure what this one's about. Beach rules. Do take long walks on the sand. Do put an umbrella in every cocktail. Do not run into your first love. Is this Second Chance? Ew, I see my ex's name. I have no idea what tropes are in this, but it's so short, and there's a dude with a guitar in this little treehouse. I feel like I'm gonna like this one, even though it's a summer romance. Another romance that I think I'm gonna love, gifted by Meg, once again, is Fall into Temptation by Lucy Score. I have yet to read a Lucy Score book, but I own like 7 of her books, literally. I see that there are kids involved in this, but I'm just hoping for a cute, fun time. It seems like it's a grumpy sunshine type of situation, but I just love this cover. The fall leaves. I hope it gives me all the fall vibes and it's not like a cinnamon bun bookstore situation, if you know what I mean. Another one from Meg is Midnight Rooms by Danye Coles. I'm so excited for this. I pick this up every time I see it in a bookstore, and then I'm like, not today, Satan, but it sounds so good. A mysterious suitor, a secluded manor, and a heroine's quest to uncover the mysteries hidden within its haunted halls. It sounds so good. I haven't heard anybody talk about this yet. I love the cover. It's so like eerie to me. Thank you, Meg, for that one. Another one from Meg, Nora Goes Off Script by Annabelle Monaghan. This is the one that I've seen talked about most. I think this involves a film writer or an actress or something like that. The world famous Hollywood actor Leo Vance arrives on her doorstep, set to play the role of her ex-husband. He couldn't be more different and sparks fly. With Leo, can Nora rewrite the script she's been following her whole life? And it's set in a small town. And I love when big city people come to small towns. Ever since the Hannah Montana movie, it hits every time. Okay, the next two are from Tiffany, another fellow vamp who's been in the lair since I started, basically. She got me Out There by Kate Folk, and she said, hi, just a small little pick-me-up gift. I know you have a surgery coming up. I'm so sorry I don't remember the actual date, but I hope you have a speedy recovery. From Tiffany. How thoughtful, honestly. This is a weird horror, sci-fi, Black Mirror type of story collection. It's a short one. I'm excited to see what Kate Folk is all about, because I know her new book Sky Daddy just came out, which is also in this haul. Not in this haul, but I bought it recently. It's going to be in the Patreon haul, and I just want to see if her writing's for me. The other one that Tiffany got me, her note says, thank you for the love, belief in me, and support throughout and recently. How fucking sweet. That one made me almost shed a tear when I read it the first time. She got me American Psycho by Bret Easton Ellis. I actually just watched the movie for the first time late last year, so I'm excited to see the differences and also how this compares to Mayfly by CJ Lead, because that's one of my favorite books of all time. It's always pitched as American Psycho for the girlies, so I'm excited to read this classic horror thriller book. More from Meg, y'all. She got me I'll Be Waiting by Kelly Armstrong. This is another one that I flip through every time I see it at bookstores, and I just love this cover. The roses, love the planchette. I don't know what this is about, actually. I did at one point. A spellbinding supernatural horror involving a haunted house, lost loved ones, and a spirit out for blood. I love haunted house stories. I had another Instagram poll that said like, what's a horror subgenre that you want to see a reading vlog for soon, and haunted houses won. So I'm thinking of doing like a spoiler. I'm thinking of doing like a horror subgenre series. So this is an option for my haunted house vlog in the near future. Another one from Meg is The Woman Destroyed by Simone de Beauvoir. I've heard, I think, good things about this. This is more of like a modern classic type of book. This comes up in unhinged female book lists or Woman versus the Void type of book lists. Those are some of my favorite subgenres as well, or microtrope, whatever you want to call it. So I'm really excited for this, and I love this remake of the cover. I forgot what the original one looks like, but I love this remake. I just love how simple it is. I mean, it also looks like something I could make on MS Paint, but that's neither here nor there. Another one from Meg is A Harvest of Hearts. I think this is the last one from Meg. I could be wrong though, but look at these edges. So cute. There's a cat, there's baking stuff, there's a crown. This is a cozy fantasy, and I've only heard a couple people talk about this, but I have high hopes because when I'm in the mood for a cozy fantasy, they hit so hard. It's like when I'm in the mood for a cozy fantasy, I'm in the mood for cozy, peak cozy. I will keep this in mind for the next time I'm in the mood for that vibe. The next one is another Aardvark book, Death of the Author by Nidhi Okorafor. I originally wasn't interested in this book, and then I kept hearing that it's more lit fic than sci-fi. I don't know if this falls under the category of books like Black Mirror, which is kind of one of my obsession categories at the moment. I know it's about this author, and it's like a book within a book situation, and it's a book about robots. I think there's a lot of commentary on the publishing industry. I could be wrong. I thought it was sci-fi at first, but if it's more literary, and people say it's for people who are either beginner sci-fi readers or readers who are looking into getting into sci-fi, I heard this is perfect, and I feel like I fall into those categories. We're gonna try this out eventually. Next is another one from Tamara. She said, I thought you'd read this one. I did and loved it. I thought I'd gotten the recommendation from you, but maybe you just want a hard copy. Anyway, enjoy. She is so right. I put it on my wish list after I read it because I read it from the library, and that is Open Throat by Henry Hoke. I love this one, gave this 5 stars. It was almost in my best books of 2024, to be honest. This follows a queer mountain lion who lives under the Hollywood sign or whatever, and it is based on a real life mountain lion. I think his name was like P55 or something like that. I looked it up, but yeah, you're from their perspective and you just observe humans talk about their behaviors and human tendencies and interactions and stuff that this mountain lion is able to eavesdrop on because they're just like chilling under the sign while hikers pass by, and the ending was sick. I love this book. Next is an arc from, I believe, Simon & Schuster, A Mastery of Monsters by Lizelle Sambury. This is a dark academia fantasy. This is the author of Delicious Monsters and Blood Like Magic, Blood Like Fate. I really enjoyed Blood Like Magic and Delicious Monsters. I haven't read her new book, Tender Beasts, I think is what it's called, but I'm really excited for this. Next is another arc. We have 2 that kind of have the same themes. These are from Quirk Books. They reached out to me to send these, and I was so excited about them because especially this one, Crafting for Sinners by Jenny Kiefer. I personally did not like Jenny Kiefer's debut. She wrote This Wretched Valley, which was a Full Moon Book Club pick, and I do have a spoiler-filled reading vlog on YouTube, so I'll link that down below if I remember, but I do want to visit her bookstore in Kentucky called Butcher Cabin Books. This is a nod to Hobby Lobby, I'm pretty fucking sure, because it's about this craft store that's run by a religious cult and things go haywire. I'm so excited for this one. These 2 books are actually what inspired that poll about the subgenres, because I was wondering if people were interested in seeing me read religious trauma horror books. But yeah, this is the other one. This is My Body by Lindsay King Miller. Gay single mom Bridget always thought that cutting ties with her extremist Catholic family was the best thing she could have done for her daughter Dylan and for herself. But when Dylan starts having terrifying fits of unnatural violence, Bridget can't shake her memories of a girl from her childhood who behaved the same way until Bridget's uncle, Father Angus, performed an exorcism. I feel like this could get creepy real fast. This one comes out in October, Crafting for Sinners. This is My Body comes out in August. We have another gift from a fellow vamp. Melita got me My Throat an Open Grave, and I had no idea when I got this from the library last year that it had this pretty ass naked cover. This is another YA horror. I actually checked this out from the library at the same time as When Ghosts Call Us Home, and I didn't get to either of them. Plus I kind of wanted both of them on my shelves because I feel like these are some YA horrors that will actually be really well done. I don't know, I just have a good feeling about this. I think hold on. They say he's the devil, the lord of the wood, with gnarled skin like the roots of trees and the eyes of a wolf, ready to open his jaws and swallow a young girl whole. Labyrinth meets folk horror in this dark and romantic tale of a girl who wishes her baby brother away to the lord of the wood. I love creepy woods. Wishing you a quick recovery. Thank you for all that you do and everything you've created. Thank you, Melita, for this gift. So sweet and thoughtful. Oh, another one from Meg. She was not done, folks. She also got me Nelfs by Sydney Williams. I heard about this book from my friend Kitty from Spicy Cats Reads, and she enjoyed it. I love the classic vintage horror looking cover. Heaven was only 4.5, but she knew everything about the Nelfs. She watched the little green men on TV, read her Nelf books, and watched the Nelf movies her mommy rented for the VCR VCR. Sometimes haven't even dreamed about the adorable little creatures. Then the Nelfs changed. Instead of being cute and lovable, they were ugly and mean. They hurt Heaven and made her cry. Then they started hurting other people too. Only Heaven could stop the evil little monsters if only she knew how. It seems like very fun, and I want to call it campy, but I don't know if that's the right term for this. It just seems like a vintage 80s horror movie in a book. The next one is another one from a Stilby. It says, "Hi, have a gift. I've been interested in reading this, so I hope you enjoy this. Plus it allowed me to add the other goodie." The other goodie was #DRCL Midnight Children Volume 3, which I already read and it's already in my shelves somewhere. So thank you for both these gifts. But the other one that she sent me is All About Love by Bell Hooks, which is a nonfiction that I've been so interested in because I've heard only good things about this. I don't exactly know what it's about. I just know it's all about love. That was stupid. But yeah, I love seeing people's perspectives about love, seeing what people have to say about love, and reading about people's experiences and how they love and different styles of love. You know what I mean? I feel like I'm really gonna like that one. The next two are from Joey again, that same Half Price Books trip. He got me another edition of Dracula to add to my collection. I think I'm up to like 20 editions now. But I love this one. Actually, I think I paid for this. No, this was a different Half Price Books trip. I couldn't believe this was only $6. I love the vintage movie poster looking cover. I'm actually rereading Dracula right now with my patrons, and it's been such a fun time updating on Discord and everything and hearing everyone's thoughts, seeing everyone's editions. So I'm glad to have this one. He also got me Softcore by Brittany Newell. This cover is so provocative. I believe this is like a messy girl lit fic about this woman who ends up in like a sexual underground. A young woman's search for her missing ex-boyfriend takes her into the sexual underground. That's all I needed to know. I think it'll be a fun time, to be honest. Oh, I have one more Aardvark book. I probably have more somewhere. This is The Strange Case of Jane O by Karen Thompson Walker. This is a true crime-esque book, but fictional. It says, a metaphysical thriller, a psychological mystery, and a profound love story. I hate this cover, to be honest with you. It's creepy. I don't like the colors. It makes me feel unsettled. I don't like the design of the words. I don't like it. But it sounded intriguing to me, and I've read Karen Thompson Walker before. Oh, yeah, I actually read The Age of Miracles in college in my YA lit class, and I really enjoyed that, despite it being like an apocalypse book, which I usually don't enjoy. One last pile, y'all. And by pile, I mean this big ol' stack. We have an ARC from Tor Nightfire. This comes out in July. This is The Library at Hellbore by Cassandra Kaw. I've read Nothing But Black and Teeth by this author. Hated it. I read The Salt Grows Heavy, and I loved it. So we'll see where this one stands. I think this has cannibalism in it. I think I saw this on a cannibalism book list on Instagram. So that made my ears perk. That's one of my favorite like microtropes in horror. And it hopefully takes place at a library. Alright, the next two are little gifts that were included in a Pango order that I made for another Dracula edition, actually. That'll be in my Patreon. It's the one with a hand, but that'll be in my purchased book haul. Her name was Alicia, and it says some extras for you to keep, gift, craft with, or do whatever you'd like. She got me The Legend of Sleepy Hollow and Rip Van Winkle, and In a Dark, Dark Room and Other Scary Stories. And they're just such cute, vintagey kids books, and I thought that was so sweet. And I could use it for like junk journaling or whatever. These next three, I still can't believe these are in my hands and that they were sent to me for free. Thank you, Hellolovelybox, for this lovely set of the Dreamland Billionaires. Oh my god, okay. The series is by Lauren Asher. I already read this series and I love all of them. First one being my least favorite, but these editions, I showed them off on my Instagram, so I'm not gonna go too into detail, but they have all these like motifs on the covers, and then the end pages are the same as the cover. On Hellolovelybox, you could choose which one you want signed of the three. This one's my favorite, terms and conditions, so I chose to get this one signed. You could use my code JustJan15 for 15% off. I believe they still have some in stock. I could be wrong. I'm sorry if I am. Ugh. There's final offer, and they're the same on the back. They're just gorgeous. I literally paid for them, and then Hello Lovely sent me a refund, a full refund, and I was like, I don't know what I did to deserve this life. I'm glad I'm living it. The next book is from Sam, another fellow vampy, and they said, I'll be thinking of you, wishing you a restful recovery. Got me The Night Ends with Fire by KX Song. I love these edges. I love this edition. And then it says Never Trust a Dragon on the front. And this is a Mulan retelling, and I thought that was fun. I've heard mixed things about this, but I'm still interested because I love Mulan. I just hope there's also an animal companion in this because I love, what's his name? Mushu? The little dragon. Another set from Floor. What are these called? The Bargainer series by Laura Thalassa. First book being Rhapsodic. Incredible. I'm so excited for these. I feel like these are good for like 24-hour readathons because they're quick and fun and spicy. Have I read a Laura Thalassa before? I can't remember. I don't think so. Anyway, thank you, Floor, for these. The next one is from Valerie, another patron. I'm loving the community you've built in the lair. Thanks so much for everything you do. My face hurts from smiling. This book is one of my favorites, such a sweet slow burn. I hope you enjoyed as much as I did. This is You Should Be So Lucky by Cat Sebastian. It's a male-male romance between a baseball player and I believe he's a reporter, like a sports reporter. I've never heard anybody talk about this, so the fact that it's one of Valerie's favorite romances, it makes me even more excited to read it. Okay, the next one is an arc from one of my librarian coworkers at work. Okay, Jan. She said this sounded like something right up my alley and I never heard of it, and then I kept seeing it on Bookstagram once I got it, because of course, whatever that phenomenon's called. I always forget what it's called. I look it up every time it comes to mind though. But it's like when you never heard of something and then you hear about it and then it keeps popping up out of nowhere. The Butcher's Daughter by David Demchuk and Corinne Lee Clark. I believe this just came out in May, and this is a Sweeney Todd retelling. It says the hitherto untold story of Mrs. Lovett. I'm sorry, I don't know Sweeney Todd. I just know this sounds fucking good and it's a Gothic horror. Another one from Floor, Salt and Broom by Sharon Lynn Fisher. This is a Jane Eyre witchy retelling, and that's all I needed to know. I'm reading Jane Eyre right now, so I will be reading this after, but I don't know when I'm gonna finish Jane Eyre because I've been reading it since last year. I just need to finish it already. I'm doing that book a disservice, but I'm excited to read a witchy retelling. It sounds so good. I've heard such good things about this one. I'm sweating. Another Dracula edition. This has red sprayed edges. Look how pretty. This one is from fellow vamp Amanda. She said, so glad I was able to find another edition you didn't have yet. She loves contributing to my Dracula collection. It's so cute. Thank you so much to Amanda for this. My Dracula shelf is getting so full. I need to figure out a solution for that. Another one from Floor, a nonfiction, a memoir called Men Have Called Her Crazy by Anna Marie Tendler. I've actually read this already. I listened to the audiobook though, so I put it on my wish list because I wanted to annotate it because it's so good. It has such good mental health rep and such good quotes that resonated with me about mental health and just like being a woman in a patriarchal world, you know, getting told that it's all in your head and blah blah blah, like family issues and things like that. So I will be revisiting this memoir. We are almost done. I have sprints running right now. I haven't filmed on sprints in a while, so that's probably why I'm profusely sweating. Also, the sun's going down and it's getting darker. I'm trying my best, okay? Another one from Floor, Social Creature by Tara Isabel Burton. I've never heard of this book spoken about on YouTube or anything. I think I saw this on some book list. I can't remember what I was searching, but I saw this and I was like, that sounds good. Louise has nothing, Lavinia has everything. After a chance encounter, the two spiral into an intimate, intense, and possibly toxic friendship. A dark and propulsive thriller splashed with the glitz and glitter of New York City. This seductive story takes a classic tale of obsession and makes it irresistibly new. It's losing focus, like me. This is an obsession story. That's what I was searching. I'm excited. I love a good obsession story. Like, they never get old. Another short story collection, also from Floor. This is She's Always Hungry by Eliza Clark. This is the author of Boy Parts, which I loved. So I'm excited to see what she can do in short story form. I think this is like Unhinged Woman. I really don't know what the theme of this is, but I'm excited to find out. I think this one's from Amanda as well. Yeah, Happy Jante's Inferno Week. Oh my god, this is from February. You're the best, from Amanda. She got me First Light by Liz Karen. I have Night's Edge. I haven't read it yet, but ever since Blood Like Mine, I was like, I need to read Night's Edge because I saw someone compare the two. So I will be reading Night's Edge and I will be reading this. This is a sequel. I just know this has vampires and a toxic mother-daughter relationship. Buzzwords? I think so. All right, and then the last three are Aardvark books. Once again, we have Cross My Heart by Megan Collins. This is a thriller that I've heard good things about. There are Taylor Swift references. I think the woman gets obsessed with the husband of the woman who donated her heart to her. I think that's the premise. I'm not gonna look because thriller synopses scare me because I'm always nervous that it's gonna spoil me. We have Any Trope But You by Victoria Levine. This sounds so cute. I love the little moose on the cover. Look at him. It's set in Alaska. It's a romance. I don't remember what the trope is. She's running from romance. He might just be the embodiment of every book boyfriend she's ever in. Oh, so it's like sworn off love. I love that trope. I love books set in Alaska. I need to continue the Simple Wild series, whatever that's called. But anyway, anyway, I'm excited for this one. Hoping to get to that one soon. And then we have the sequel to The Tainted Cup, which I haven't read yet. This is called A Drop of Corruption, and Aardvark has pretty editions, so I wanted to get one before they sold out. And I do own The Tainted Cup already. Joey bought that for me on one of our road trips. That is everything. My camera's flashing at me. Thank you so much for watching this book haul. I hope you found something to add to your TBR or your wish list or your cart to purchase. Thank you once again to everyone who bought me gifts at any point. If you made it to the end of this video, put the gift emoji in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you had a 5-star day. Don't forget to do some self-care, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye. Hi, I'm back super quickly. Editing Jan, please insert this footage because I got another gift. And the note is so sweet. Sasa, stop. Her notes always make me want to cry. She said, happy 12K, sorry it's so late, and I really hope you can work on not feeling ashamed about big hauls. How did she know? How did she know? You carry so much love in your heart for the lair, your channel, and so much that you do. Give some to yourself. And then my camera died. But thank you, Sasa, for the beautiful note and the beautiful book. It's I Am Not Jessica Chen. It's a YA. I'm so excited for this because I don't know why I'm not holding the book right now, but it kind of reminds me of the same themes as Starfish by Kemi Dawn Bowman, and if it's anything like that, it'll make me cry. So thank you, Sasa. Hopefully I remember to insert this footage. Okay, bye.